Published 0857 EDT, the 25th of October 2017. Updated 1939 EDT, the 25th of October 2017. Prince Harry rounded off a whirlwind day in Copenhagen by attending a glittering drinks reception hosted by the British ambassador. The royal, 33, is spending 2 days in the Danish capital on what is his first official visit to the country. The trip is being made at the request of the Foreign and Commonwealth Office and is seen as a way to drum up some good feeling towards the UK amid the ongoing Brexit negotiations. Harry started the day with an audience with Queen Margrethe, 77, at the Palace of Amalienborg, before visiting a number of social projects. The day finished with the event at the famous Tivoli Gardens in central Copenhagen, where Harry impressed the crowd by adding a few words in Danish to his speech. Scroll down for video. Prince Harry looked dapper as arrived at an evening reception in Copenhagen tonight. The prince appeared to be in good spirits as he arrived at the event, flanked by a bodyguard. The reception was held at the famous Tivoli Gardens, pictured in the center of Copenhagen. Harry, 33, chatted to Tivoli CEO Lars Liebest, pictured right of Harry, which was decorated appropriately for Halloween. The prince is currently enjoying a 2-day visit in Denmark. At the request of the Foreign and Commonwealth Office, Harry was seen pointing out something to Mr. Liebest as he looked around the Tivoli Gardens. The Tivoli Gardens is one of the oldest amusement parks in the world and is visited by thousands of tourists every year. The prince was flanked by a number of officials as he arrived for the reception at the NIMB Hotel, located in the Tivoli Gardens. Harry has had a jam-packed schedule since arriving in Copenhagen earlier today. He appeared to be in very high spirits as he arrived at the evening event, opting for a deep purple tie for the occasion. The prince, 33, arrived late morning yesterday for his whistle-stop tour of the Danish capital, which will see him carry out 7 engagements across 2 days. After arriving by private jet, the royal met Queen Margrethe II, 77, at the city's Amalienborg Palace, where the monarch spends the winter months. The pair met privately before arriving together in the Knights Hall, a grand room used for greeting guests. Harry is related to the monarch through his grandfather, the Duke of Edinburgh. It is not known what the pair discussed, but it is likely that Britain's decision to leave the EU may have been among topics on the table. Earlier in the day, Harry cooed over a delighted baby when he met well-wishers in Copenhagen. The baby girl looked very happy as the prince leaned in to hold her hand. Smile. The prince was happy to pose for a photo with the young supporter and her mother. The prince looked smart in trousers, a jacket and a shirt for the busy day of appearances. Dressed in a green woolen blazer and blue trousers, Harry then went to a gathering of young people who run their own startups before heading on to a community sports charity. As he crossed the courtyard to the second event in a wet and windy Copenhagen, the prince, who has never hidden his broody side, met a 6-month-old baby and posed for pictures with her. The little girl was the daughter of Syrian refugee Nora Bittersoborg, 28, who set up a social enterprise with the help of the KPH Project, the charity visited by the prince. Mrs. Bittersoborg, who fled the war-torn country in 2012, said she had just woken up and she saw the prince. It was like a fairy tale. Prince Harry greets crowds of well-wishers as he visits KPH Innovation House, Copenhagen. Prince Harry was handed bouquets of flowers as he arrived for an engagement in Copenhagen. People's Prince Harry stopped to give a female fan a high five as he met well-wishers. Prince Harry met young supporters following a trip to a startup hub in Copenhagen today. The royal was more than happy to pose with well-wishers after his visit to KPH Projects. Harry waved at a crowd of fans who had been waiting for him outside, armed with Danish flags. He later enjoyed a chat with well-wishers who had gathered to catch a glimpse of the prince. Shay was reaching out for him to pick her up. He was super nice to her and I think she liked him too. The mother of Owen told Harry how her family's home was bombed and she was forced to leave. Although she has now married a Danish man, she told the prince she hopes to one day return home. Harry told her, "Your resilience is just amazing. To come through what you have experienced and make something so positive is brilliant. Well done." It came as 2 men in the crowd told of how they had hoped for Meghan Markle's autograph, but the American actress did not join her boyfriend on the trip. Jørgen Andresen, 52, and Flemming Christensen, 45, handed Harry roses as he arrived. Harry looked in very high spirits as he visited the headquarters of GAME, which aims to create social change through sport and culture. The prince spoke to a group of young people who act as peer educators at the organization. He later posed with members of GAME Sports. After finding out more about the work they do, the royal addressed the group as he attended the reception at NIMB Hotel, Tivoli Gardens. Harry looked animated as he met with Poul Kjellberg Wright, CEO of Comeback Industries. He listened attentively during a presentation by representatives of the RAD Project. Mr. Andresen said, "We are autograph collectors, so it was his girlfriend we were after really, but she didn't come. We told him welcome to Copenhagen and gave him red and white roses for Denmark." Although many asked for selfies, the royal politely declined and asked one of his staff to take a picture instead. Harry is visiting the city as part of what has been dubbed the Brexit tour, which has seen members of the royal family visit European countries in a bid to strengthen ties ahead of the UK's departure from the bloc. The Duke and Duchess of Cambridge visited France in March, Kate made a solo trip to Luxembourg in May, and in July the couple toured Germany and Poland. Royal welcome Prince Harry at an audience with Queen Margrethe of Denmark at the Palace of Amalienborg, Copenhagen, today. Harry is kicking off a two-day tour of Denmark. Winning Smile Harry will spend 2 days in the Danish capital on the visit, made at the request of the Foreign and Commonwealth Office, and follows European trips by William and Kate. Opulent the Prince, 33, met Queen Margrethe in the Grand Palace of Amalienborg. Relaxed Prince Harry and Queen Margrethe chatted as they posed for photographs. Busy schedule. Harry has a number of engagements planned while in Denmark this week. The Prince of Wales travelled around Romania in the spring and, with the Duchess of Cornwall, visited Italy and Austria. Next month, Prince William will visit Finland as part of the project, and early next year the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge are scheduled to go to Norway and Sweden. During a speech at a drinks reception at the Tivoli Gardens, which had been decked out with pumpkins for Halloween, Prince Harry said this trip is a clear reminder of the shared values and strong alliance the UK has with Denmark. Our two countries have an unbreakable bond which is as strong now as it ever has been. Prince Harry was last night reunited with Nelson Mandela's youngest daughter. Zinzi Mandela, 56, and Harry, 33, have met twice before. Mrs. Mandela, South Africa's ambassador to Denmark, said of her meeting with the royal, "He said it was nice to see me again. We talked about the special relationship between my father and his grandmother. He used to call her Lizzie." Harry does a lot of work with communities, and that is a legacy of his mother. She would be very proud.